Hey, this is David and Martha with NoCruiseControl, and we are headed home from Miami. Just got off the Carnival celebration
For the second time.
And we just want to share a little information with you and talk a little bit about cruising. David, tell us how we got here.
Well, I would say for probably 23 years, Martha tried to get me to cruise. And like a lot of other people, I think that I just didn't think I'd like it. We always went on vacation a lot with our children growing up. We always were in Florida at the beach or somewhere at the beach. And for whatever reason, in my brain, I did not think I would like cruising. Sometime shortly after COVID, we had been to San Diego, a bunch of places on vacation with some friends. And my wife again brought up the thought of cruising. So I suggested maybe a 3-day. She vetoed that idea. I suggested a 4-day. She vetoed that. I thought, okay, I've got her on 5. She said, look, 7 days, book it. We knew nothing about cruising, right? I mean, we didn't know anything about cruising. We didn't have YouTube. We had it, but we wasn't watching it. We wasn't watching anything about cruising on it. I can assure you that, or I wasn't. And so basically I got online, and at that point, cruising was a little cheaper than it is now because, everybody was coming back from COVID and things were cheaper. The cruise lines were trying to fill the ships up. And so we ended up on Celebrity. It was our first cruise. And I guess you can tell you.
He was looking for a cruise by the time we got off of that one.
Yeah, by the time we got off, I decided I liked it a little bit more than I thought I would. There's no cruise that's a bad cruise. There's just some cruises that are better than other cruises. And so that's kind of how we got started. We have cruised, golly, this is our 7th cruise.
In 2 years.
In 2 years.
Some over 2 years, just barely.
Yeah, just barely over 2 years, I guess. She says I like to book cruises. We did 4 last year. We got 3 on the books for this year, including our first ever cruise with 2 of our kids and 4 of our grandchildren. So we're going to see how that goes. We've done 40 days on
48
sea.
days.
48 days basically on cruise.
7 cruises with 3 different lines.
Yeah, 3 different lines.
4 different lines.
4 different lines. 4 different lines.
Yes.
We started out, I said we started out with Celebrity, a little bit older ship. Knew nothing about ships, too. We knew nothing about ships. And so we started out on Celebrity, actually on the Infinity, an older ship, which I think started in service around 2002, would be what would be considered a small ship by today's standards. And started out there, and you know what? I loved it, even though it was an old ship. I loved it. I loved the whole concept of cruising. You get to see new places, meet new people. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. They wait on you hand and foot. So you know what? What could be better? I mean, what could be better than that is, I wake up, I'm in a new country, I eat whatever I want, and so forth. But we started out there, and we both loved it. She already thought she would love it, and she did. And I definitely love it.
He loves it even more than me.
I do like it. And so we started there with Celebrity, and then we moved over to Royal. We did one with Royal on Harmony at the Seas the next year, and we really liked that. And by then it was in my blood. The last year, like I said, I booked 4. Maybe 2 of the 4 she knew about, and then she got a notification on her phone about the other 2 that I just booked, which was great. And then this year we've decided, that we just did this one. Actually came off this ship for the second time. We've only cruised Carnival twice, both on the same ship, which is Celebration, which is a newer XL class ship. I think it went into service in late 22, and we liked it so much we booked it again. After that, though, we went on Royal, like I said. We did Harmony, and in the middle of all that, we did. What else did we do?
We did Icon of the Seas in December.
We just came off Icon of the Seas in December. We did another Celebrity on Beyond, which is a great ship. We did that. In August, we went to an 8-day to Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, and I booked a 5-day Virgin down to, where did we go in that one? Turks and Caicos. We went to Turks and Caicos and Bimini, which is one of my wife's favorite spots, Bimini, and we did those. And
Virgin actually owns the beach club there, so you have free access to the beach club.
And that was the shortest one we've done, a 5-day, and it was too short for her, but I enjoyed it. It was great. There's no bad cruise. So, and you'll have to excuse me, I'm driving. But that's sort of how we got started. And like I said, we've got 3 on the books for this year, and we're probably going to be doing some reviews of some ships, of all the ships we've done. We'll do some reviews of basically everything about that cruise, everything from the, embarkation to the debarkation, the food, the entertainment, the ship overall, the service, we really don't have any ties to anything. The one thing we did different than I think a lot of people, we just decided we were going to cruise, and we were not going to be loyal to Royal or only Carnival. We've heard it all from other cruise guests. We've talked to a lot of people who cruise and met a lot of great people, learned a lot, and we just decided we were going to try kind of all of them, I guess, before we ever settled. And, I don't know that we'll ever settle on one cruise line. So we're going to be pretty independent. We're going to be pretty point blank, spot on what we like, what we don't like, what's good, what's bad. And we're neither one very politically correct. So you're going to get a kind of a raw version of, we're not going to, I don't know, what would you say? We're not going to, it's just going to be
sugarcoating.
There's no sugar, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're not going to tell a lot of people because we love cruising, and like I said, there is no bad cruises. Anything else you'd like to say today on the intro?
No, I think that covers it.
Like I said,
the only other thing I will say is that every cruise, like he said, there's no bad cruise. Every cruise line has pluses and negatives depending on
what you like.
What you like. What are you going for? Are you going to have your kids or your grandkids? Then, if you are, then there's certain cruise lines that's better for that. If it's just going to be a couple and you would prefer there to be no kids or fewer kids, there's cruises for that. And then I think we'd have to agree that the one we just come off of, Carnival, it kind of lends itself to all age groups as long as you're okay with kids.
Absolutely. And so, but anyway, we'll be doing all that. We'll be talking about all that on each one of them, whether it's kids friendly, not kids friendly. Obviously, the Virgin we were on, there's no kids. It's adults only. So if you don't want kids, you're not going to get any there. You're definitely not going to get any there. But we'll be doing some reviews on all that and just some straightforward. And we've helped a lot of people so far who found out that we have cruised and have encouraged us to talk about this. And I helped one of my friends this week. I found him a bunch of cruises, and he told me what he wanted. I looked them up, found them for him, and he actually booked the one that I suggested, and they are very excited. I actually did a FaceTime with him on the ship, kind of showed him the ship, and he actually was going on Celebration itself. I can't remember how many of them. There's 8 or 10 of them going, and it's probably going to be a spring break cruise, and they're going to have a good time. I mean, they're going to have a great time. You know, it's cruising is a good time. It's the best vacation we've ever done, and
Maybe you can invite him on to talk about it.
absolutely. After he goes, I'm probably going to invite him on to talk about it and just let him, you know, give his version of it. And we welcome any comments, you know, down the comments. And if you would, subscribe, you know, because we want to get this out there. We're not really trying to make any money, but we are trying to help people. And just like us who didn't know, but we have learned a lot.
Yes, we
But
have.
if you would, though, subscribe down at the link, and we will get going for now and look for a new video coming soon. Thank you.